10 situations showing Aquarius is stronger than before. There is a kind of strength that does not announce itself. It simply arrives. It does not come with fireworks or loud declarations. It shows up in the way you handle what used to break you, in the way you breathe through moments that once stole your peace. And if you are an Aquarius who has been through the fire of transformation recently, you already know what this feels like. You have changed not because the world asked you to, but because something deep inside you refused to stay the same. This is your time to recognize just how far you have come. These 10 situations are proof that your strength is no longer something you are building. It is something you are living. Strength 1. The first situation that shows you are stronger than before is the way you now handle silence. There was a time when silence frightened you, when being alone with your own thoughts felt like standing at the edge of a cliff with no railing. You would fill every gap with noise, with plans, with distractions, with conversations that did not nourish you but at least kept you from sitting with yourself. But something shifted. Somewhere along the way, you stopped running from the quiet and started welcoming it. You began to understand that silence is not emptiness. It is space. It is the room your soul needs to stretch, to reflect, to recalibrate. Now, when the world gets loud and chaotic, you do not panic. You do not reach for your phone or scroll through endless feeds hoping to numb what you feel. Instead, you sit. You breathe. You let the silence speak. And what it tells you is something beautiful. That you are enough right here, right now, without doing anything to prove it. This is not a small thing. Most people spend their entire lives avoiding silence because they are terrified of what they might discover in it. But you, Aquarius, you walked into that silence and came out stronger. You learned that the voice inside you is not your enemy. It is your compass. And now that compass guides you with a clarity that no external noise can disturb. The way you sit in stillness today is evidence of a war you already won. A war against the fear of your own depth. That depth is your power now, and no one can take it from you. Strength 2. The second situation is the way you respond to people who misunderstand you. In the past, being misunderstood felt like a wound. It cut deep because you cared so much about being seen accurately, about having your intentions recognized, about being valued for who you truly are rather than who others assumed you to be. Every misread comment, every false judgment, every whispered assumption felt like a rejection of your core self. And it hurt. It hurt more than you let anyone see. But now, something is different. When someone misunderstands you today, you do not crumble. You do not chase them down with explanations or bend yourself into shapes trying to fit their version of who you should be. You simply breathe, acknowledge the moment, and let it pass. This is not indifference. This is wisdom. You have learned that not everyone is meant to understand you, and that is perfectly fine. Your value does not depend on universal approval. Your worth is not a vote that needs to be counted by every person you meet. You know who you are. You know the depth of your heart, the sincerity of your intentions, the strength of your character. And that knowing is enough. It is more than enough. It is the foundation upon which you now build every relationship, every decision, every step forward. The people who matter will see you clearly. The rest will project their own fears and limitations onto you. And that is their journey, not yours. You no longer carry the weight of being misunderstood because you finally fully understand yourself. If what you're hearing feels accurate, imagine what could happen if you applied this energy intentionally for 21 consecutive days. That's exactly what the 21-day program in the pinned comment is built for. Daily guidance, focused direction, and real momentum. If you're tired of staying in the same cycle, this is your structure. Strength 3. The third situation is the way you now set boundaries without guilt. This might be the most revolutionary change of all because for much of your life, saying no felt like betrayal. You are someone who genuinely cares about others, who wants to help, who feels a deep responsibility to show up for the people you love. And because of that, you often said yes when everything inside you screamed no. You stretched yourself thin, you gave away your time and energy like they were infinite resources, and you smiled through it all even when you were drowning. But not anymore. Now, when someone asks for something that crosses your limits, you pause. You check in with yourself. You ask the only question that truly matters. Does this honor who I am and where I am going? And if the answer is no, you say it. Calmly, clearly, without apology. This does not mean you have become cold or selfish. It means you have finally realized that protecting your peace is not a luxury. It is a necessity. You cannot pour from an empty vessel, and you are no longer willing to try. The guilt that used to follow every boundary you set has been replaced by a quiet confidence, a knowing that taking care of yourself is the most loving thing you can do, not just for yourself, but for everyone around you. Because when you are whole, when you are rested, when you are aligned, the love you give is real. It is not watered down by resentment or exhaustion. It is pure and it is powerful. Strength 4. The fourth situation is the way you handle disappointment now. Life has not stopped throwing curveballs at you. It never will. But the difference is in how you catch them. Before, a disappointment could knock you off your feet for weeks, sometimes months. A failed plan, a broken promise, an unexpected loss. These things did not just sadden you, they destabilized you. They made you question everything, your path, your choices, your worth. But now, when disappointment arrives, you greet it differently. You feel it fully, yes, because you are not someone who runs from emotions. But you do not let it define you. You do not let it write the story of your future. You sit with the pain, you honor it, and then you gently, firmly set it down and keep walking. This resilience did not come from nowhere. It was forged in every difficult moment you survived, every tear you shed in private, every morning you woke up and chose to try again, even when you did not feel like it. That is the kind of strength that cannot be faked or manufactured. It is earned, and you have earned it many times over. Disappointment no longer has the power to stop you because you have learned that it is not the end of the road. It is a detour. And detours, as you now know, sometimes lead to the most beautiful destinations you never planned for. Your ability to keep moving through disappointment is one of the clearest signs that you are not the same person you were a year ago, or even 6 months ago. You are stronger, steadier, and more deeply rooted in the truth of who you are. Strength 5. The fifth situation is the way you have learned to trust your own timing. For years, you compared yourself to others. You looked at their milestones, their achievements, their seemingly effortless progress, and you felt like you were falling behind. Every birthday that passed without the life you envisioned felt like evidence that you were doing something wrong. But somewhere in the midst of all that comparison, a quiet revolution happened inside you. You stopped measuring your journey by someone else's map. You began to understand that your path is uniquely yours, with its own rhythm, its own seasons, its own sacred timing. And that timing is not broken just because it does not match what the world expects. This shift is profound, Aquarius. It means you have released one of the heaviest burdens a person can carry. The belief that you are behind. You are not behind. You are exactly where you need to be. Every delay you experienced was not a punishment. It was preparation. Every waiting season was not wasted. It was building something inside you that could not have been built any other way. Now, when you see others moving at a different pace, you do not feel envy or anxiety. You feel peace. You trust that what is meant for you will find you, and it will find you at the exact moment you are ready to receive it. This trust in your own timing is one of the most powerful forms of self-love, and it radiates from you in ways you may not even realize. If what you're hearing feels accurate, imagine what could happen if you applied this energy intentionally for 21 consecutive days. That's exactly what the 21-day program in the pinned comment is built for. Daily guidance, focused direction, and real momentum. If you're tired of staying in the same cycle, this is your structure. Strength 6. The sixth situation is the way you now choose relationships. There was a time when you accepted anyone who showed you attention, when the mere act of someone wanting to be around you was enough to earn a place in your life. You did not ask whether they were good for you, whether they respected your boundaries, whether they truly valued who you are. You just let them in because loneliness felt worse than settling. But that version of you has evolved. Now you choose with intention. You look at the people around you and you ask yourself real questions. Do they support my growth? Do they celebrate my wins without jealousy? Do they show up when it is hard, not just when it is fun? And if the answer is no, you make the difficult but necessary choice to create distance. This does not mean you have become harsh or judgmental. It means you have learned that your energy is sacred, and not everyone deserves access to it. The relationships you maintain now are built on mutual respect, genuine care, and shared growth. They are not perfect because no relationship is, but they are real. And real is what you need at this stage of your life. You have spent too many years pouring love into people who treated it like water, something to be used and discarded. Now, you pour into people who pour back, and the difference is everything. Your circle may be smaller, but it is infinitely more nourishing. Strength 7. The seventh situation is the way you face your fears now. Fear has not disappeared from your life. That is not how courage works. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the decision to move forward despite fear. And that is exactly what you have been doing. The things that used to paralyze you, the thought of change, the possibility of failure, the vulnerability of truly being seen, these things still make your heart beat faster. But they no longer stop you. You feel the fear, you acknowledge it, and then you take the step anyway. This is a radical transformation for someone like you, who spent so many years playing it safe, staying in the familiar because the unknown felt too dangerous. But you have discovered something that changed everything. The familiar was not keeping you safe. It was keeping you small. And you are not meant to be small, Aquarius. You are meant to expand, to explore, to push the edges of what you thought was possible. Every time you face a fear and move through it, you reclaim a piece of your freedom. You prove to yourself that the worst-case scenario you imagined is almost never as bad as the reality of staying stuck. And that proof accumulates, building a reservoir of courage that you can draw from whenever the next fear appears. You are no longer someone who lets fear make decisions for you. You are the one making the decisions now, and fear is just a passenger along for the ride. Some people watch, others transform. If you want to be in the second group, the 21-day guide in the pinned comment gives you a clear step-by-step process aligned with your sign. This isn't about waiting, it's about moving. Strength 8. The eighth situation is the way you have stopped seeking external validation. This is perhaps the most quietly powerful change of all. For so long you looked outside yourself for proof that you were doing well, that you were worthy, that your life had meaning. You sought it in compliments, in achievements, in the approval of people whose opinions you valued. And when that validation came, it felt wonderful. But only for a moment. Because external validation is like a drug that wears off quickly, leaving you hungry for the next dose. But now, the source of your validation has shifted inward. You no longer need someone to tell you that you are doing a good job to believe it. You no longer need the world to applaud your choices to feel confident in them. You have developed an internal compass that tells you, clearly and consistently, whether you are on the right path. And you trust that compass more than you trust any outside voice. This shift did not happen overnight. It was built through every moment of self-reflection, every time you chose your own truth over someone else's expectation, every instance where you stood firm in who you are even when it would have been easier to conform. The strength it takes to validate yourself, to be your own source of encouragement and approval, is immense. And you carry it now with a grace that speaks volumes about the inner work you have done. Strength 9. The ninth situation is the way you process grief and loss. Life has taken things from you. People, opportunities, versions of yourself that you loved. And the grief that followed was real, heavy, and at times overwhelming. But what has changed is not the presence of grief. It is your relationship with it. You no longer try to rush through grief or pretend it does not exist. You do not put on a brave face and insist that you are fine when you are clearly hurting. Instead, you let grief move through you at its own pace. You honor it as a testament to how deeply you loved, how fully you lived, how bravely you opened your heart, even knowing that loss was always a possibility. This is strength of the highest order. It takes far more courage to feel pain fully than to numb it or avoid it. And you, Aquarius, have learned to sit in the center of your grief without being consumed by it. You have learned that tears are not weakness. They are release. You have learned that missing what is gone does not mean you cannot embrace what is here. And you have learned that grief, as painful as it is proof that your heart is still open, still capable of love, still alive with feeling. The way you carry your losses now, with tenderness and dignity, shows a maturity and depth that only comes from having walked through the fire and emerged on the other side. Strength 10. The 10th and final situation is the way you now look at your future. There was a time when the future terrified you. It felt like an open ocean with no land in sight, vast and unpredictable, and full of things that could go wrong. You worried constantly, playing out worst-case scenarios in your mind, preparing for disasters that might never come. But something has changed in the way you look ahead now. The future no longer feels like a threat, feels like an invitation. You do not know exactly what is coming, and you have made peace with that uncertainty. You understand that not knowing is not the same as not being prepared. You are prepared not because you have a perfect plan, but because you have something far more valuable: the proven ability to handle whatever comes. You have survived every difficult day so far. You have navigated every storm, climbed out of every valley, and found your way back to yourself after every loss. That track record is not something to overlook. It is your evidence, your proof, your testimony that you are capable of far more than you once believed. The way you look at your future now, with hope instead of fear, with curiosity instead of dread, with faith instead of doubt, is the clearest sign of all that you are stronger than before. You are not just surviving anymore, Aquarius. You are preparing to thrive. And the universe knows it. You have two options after this video: close it and hope things shift, or decide that the next 21 days will be different. If you choose the second, the structured 21-day transformation aligned with your sign is waiting in the pinned comment. The energy is already moving, the only question is whether you are.